beautiful, crispy sound.
What is up, Ramblin' Raider Nation, guys? Welcome back to another ep. You did hear his voice. That is correct. But I'm hosting tonight. It's a Thompson takeover. Your boy Nick Thompson back in the studio with me. Man, my best pod man in the world. You know, you're getting a treat tonight because you're getting the OG Ramblin' Raiders back in studio over Zoom. And hell, I'm having such a good time already that I'm just going to put this video onto YouTube because we haven't done it since maybe a few months ago, maybe February.
Yeah.
But with that said, it's an absolute pleasure to bring back to you guys my partner, my co-owner, my co-founder, Jackson. I've got a tummy full of Torchies. Grip on.
Oh, I love it, man. Thank you for that. I was going to, mention that I'm feeling good right now. I got some pudding in me, AKA Torchies Tacos. I forgot what I said earlier, Nick, but life is better and things just seem to go right. Anything is possible with a belly full of Torchies, dude. And that I have. That and some Alpha Brain. What a lethal combo. Thanks for joining us again. I'm glad to be back on here. I've been, really, what's the working the grindstone? What's the saying for that?
You got your
paving the grindstone,
something like that. Nose to the grindstone, or head to the grindstone.
I got my face to the grindstone, just getting beat in day in, day out. I've been working really hard, and I haven't had as much time to do the research that I usually get done before these episodes. But that's why Nick is going to be a gracious host tonight, man. Lead this conversation. He's our statistician, and he's got a ton of premium content, premium Texas Tech content. And we're going to try to, as always, include a couple laughs. Real quick, before Nick takes over the Thompson takeover, let me go ahead and ask you all, if you haven't already, to rate, review, and subscribe to our social media. It goes a long way, and we really appreciate it. We're on Facebook. Our page is Ramblin' Raiders Podcast. We're also on Twitter at Ramblin' Raiders and Instagram at Ramblin' Raiders. Look for that YouTube. Drop a sub. Look for us on YouTube. As Nick said, we're going to get back to just posting, doing a video dump of literally all those videos that we have saved up. And then,
yeah, we might have to do that for sure.
Hey, in the future, all I can say is y'all, we have a lot of ideas in the works, and get ready for some teasers potentially. I'll call it some Twitch teasers, Nick, that are coming in the future. A visual component is on its way, and it might not be our entire episodes, but we're going to incorporate and work in a little visual, maybe kind of, Easter egg here, little teasers there, and some quick post-game recaps, things that are short and sweet, 20, 30 minutes. We can get live interaction, and then we'll just get back to our regular audio recordings whenever we can. So look for us on social media. Also, our website, ramblinraiders.com. 10% of merch sales goes to charity of the month. Because we've been so disorganized, we're going to push our, something that we're really excited to bring to y'all and share. Our charity, or I guess the one we've been hyping up and talking up these last couple of weeks. Excuse me. We are going to bring that to you in May. It's just a great organization and a great cause. What do you think we should do, man, for this go around this month? Back to the Correa Foundation, or should we mix it up?
Man, for the month of April.
Before we get to May, for the heavy hitter in May, man, great organization.
Yeah, it's been a slow month for merch sales, and by slow I mean zero sales. So
yeah, and I'm looking at you.
Stuff.
Hey, I'm talking to you, loyal listeners. Let's get on it.
I mean, we just gave out our prizes for the bracket challenge. We need some of that love coming back to us in the form of merch purchases. And, I don't know. We got one more episode after this one for the month of April. So let's get a week in before we can really decide what charity we'll give it to this time.
Yeah, how about this? Y'all make some purchases, and then we'll let you know where it's going after that. But first, you got to put a little help us get some scratch together and put some money in the bank.
That's right.
On that website, again, ramblinraiders.com, we have our write-ups. Our episodes are downloadable straight from the website. Our apparel, everything you need to know about the Red Raiders, all the relevant information, pictures, the whole nine, Nick. So check out our website. And now we are ready for our look around campus, man. And this is where I just hand the reins over to you and just Take us away, man. All I know is I'm along for the ride, and I couldn't be happier.
Well, thank you, PR man, for that quick social media, website, merchandise, PR intro of yours, Jackson, that you do so well that we love to listen to for 10 minutes of every episode.
Hey, look at us, man. Just really hyping each other up left and right.
You're just the best. Quite frankly, the best anchor, podcast host, Texas Tech sports and media has to offer. Jackson Griffon.
Would you
Let's
say
get
I'm
into the look around campus, dude.
Would you say well, real quick, would you say that I'm like the Jackie Moon of like Texas Tech podcasts when it comes to PR?
I would say that you're the Cotton McKnight of Texas Tech PR.
I'll take it. Hey, I'll take it, man. I will take it tenfold. But all right, dude. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. What do we got?
Man, relinquish. You said you would relinquish your reins.
I concede. The
Thompson Takeover starts now. The look around campus. I want this to be a quick hitter episode, quite like our show, Laney Locke's show, where he has, his sports book.
Whatever happened to that guy?
Hitters. He got really into the 60s, and no one ever really saw from him again.
Hey, all I know is he's like cutting deals left and right. He's just an international businessman now. He doesn't have time for little podcasters like us anymore.
Laney Locks has been MIA, but that's neither here nor there. Look around campus is here, and let's get into it. Starting off, man, we've had some basketball news, and this episode, once we get to the main body part, is going to be a lot of basketball talk. And, with it kind of being football off season, we just had the spring game. Which we won't really cover this episode. Maybe next episode we can cover it more. But with just baseball season, softball kind of hanging around, not too much to talk about as far as like the heavy hitter content bringers in football and basketball. But there has been some basketball news, and we'll cover it real quick and look around campus. 3 new commits come to you for Coach Adams, and his first 3 commitments actually as a head coach. First, we got KJ Allen coming out of the Last Chance U show. I didn't even know they had basketball Last Chance U show, Jackson. Did you?
Dude, I saw it on Netflix, but I hadn't had a chance to watch it yet. Although now I'm definitely interested because I went back and watched it whenever Dakota Allen, came back to Texas Tech, and I wanted to see his kind of his takes and what he was doing on Last Chance U, and I'm gonna go back and do it again with KJ Allen. Really excited off of what I've seen from this guy, man. His tape, I mean, the dude he's electric, man. I mean, he's one of those kind of basketball players that is always looking, he's gonna out physical you, and he's always looking to attack aggressively. And I'm telling you, man, that mindset is not always it's not easy to come by. I'll say that. A guy that wants to punch it on you every single time he takes it to the rim. I love that aggressive nature. And, I've seen there's very few guys in the at least at the, D1 college level, high school level that can really play with that tenacity and that ferociousness when it comes to just trying to, like I said, really out physical and dominate you with aggression in attacking the glass. So I think he's going to be a guy to watch for. He's got ridiculous bunnies, man. I mean, he can jump out the gym, and he is going to put some people on a poster next year.
For sure. Like we said, Last Chance U coming out of East LA Junior College, I believe.
Yeah.
And 6'6", like you said, physical specimen, 6'6", 225-pound power forward. We got him to commit, flipped from USC, which they went pretty deep in the tournament this year.
Elite Eight.
Yeah, I was going to say Elite Eight in the tournament. Flipped from USC to Coach Adams as his first commit as head coach to Texas Tech. Shout out KJ Allen. Excited to have you on campus, baby. Ethan Duncan, a high schooler coming out of Trinity Christian High School. He actually played for Coach Sutton's brother, I believe.
Yes.
No, his son, Coach Sutton's son, at Trinity Christian High School. Commits, averaged 27 points a game last year and shot 44% from 3. Commits to Coach Adams' program, Texas Tech. Got anything on him? He's you haven't really heard much about him in the recruiting hype. Maybe he's getting lost in the transfer portal kind of deal. Don't know if he has any stars associated with him.
I know he's a guy that was getting, offers from some more D2 schools and lower, but he was getting interest from none other than UT wanted him. There were some big towards the end.
Carolina.
Towards the end, there were some big. Oh wait, where are you seeing Carolina? I didn't see that one earlier.
I saw that on Jacob Harris's interview with him.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, big. Big interview there. That's awesome. And so in the end, he was starting to gauge some interest from some serious. Well, hold on. Let me take that back. Serious contender. When I say serious contenders, I mean, Carolina. I'm not North Carolina. Are you talking North Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. UNC. Of course, I'm not talking about UT because, they're going to just be sub 500 as Chris Beard has been for the last 2 years. Even though that was kind of a self burn. Wow. I need to. Sorry. Let me rework that joke later on and present it to you. A bit of a self burn there, but at the end of the day, he had teams that have that are high caliber and that have some notoriety to them and some pedigree to him, came in on him late and really wanted him, and he committed to Texas Tech, which is a huge get for Mark Adams. Do you know where Trinity High School is located? Is it West Texas?
Dude, I think it's in Lubbock.
I was gonna say, I think he's one of the big things. He's a hometown kid. Let's hit him with a quick Google search.
Or it might be in California.
Oh God,
I don't know why I thought Lubbock.
There's so many Trinity high schools.
Yeah.
Wow. No, terrible idea. First thing that pops up. Yeah, dude, this is gonna be a fruitless effort. I forgot how many Catholic Trinity schools there are at the high school level. I
think it's in Lubbock, low key.
Hey, you know what, Nick? You haven't steered me wrong often. We might go down together on this one, but I'm just gonna follow you, man. Follow you to the end here. But either way, I mean, the fact that he was able to commit to Texas Tech, dude's a sharpshooter, something that we've been lacking, the last couple of years besides Moretti. Besides, 18 and 19, really, I would say you had some guys like Francis Moretti, Culver, dudes that could knock it down, Matt Mooney. But this is going to be big, man, for a guy that can come in he's got a nice, smooth handle, fluidity to his game, and he's going to be able to shoot the ball well, a lot like, and because I'm so bad with names, I'm pulling it up, a lot like our other guy that I was going to talk about. Jacobs. What's his first name?
Chandler
Jacobs. Yes. A lot like Jacobs, man, who we'll get to in a second, but super excited. Like I said, UT, North Carolina, big schools came in on him late, but he chose Texas Tech for a reason. And I think he's going to be a contributor for us. Rumor had it that he might've been talking a little bit of smack. I mean, not him. Chris Beard might've been talking a little smack to him about Texas Tech. And Mark Adams saying he didn't want to be there and that UT was where it was at, was the spot. And I'd like to say that this is a smart young man. And Ethan, what's his damn last name? I can't remember anyone's name ever.
Ethan Duncan.
I mean, these names are easy to pronounce. Ethan Duncan.
That's an easy one.
Hey, don't worry, listeners. By the time the ball tips next November in our first game, I will have these guys' names remembered. But just don't hold it against me. Because this is who I am each and every day of the week. Really hard to be a good networker whenever you forget someone's name immediately upon shaking their hand. But that's what business cards are for, right, Nick? Anyways,
business cards and follow-up calls. That's right.
But then the problem is that you get so many business cards, you start shuffling them around, you forget who is who. So you might be emailing the wrong person thinking they were somebody else. Anyways, I digress.
Well, speaking of business cards,
you got
this will be on YouTube.
You got
our business card.
Well, would you look at that, dude? That's pristine, clean,
backwards,
man.
But there it is.
What kind of paper is that, dude? Is that like American Psycho? Like, what does he say? He's like ivory, like great cut.
It feels good, man. Like I'm bending it. It's bending pretty good. It's not laminated, but
I forgot what he says in that movie where he's like, just ivory color, like perfect bend. I mean,
it's got some good bend to it.
Premium card. That's exactly what we're working with. But
we're gonna give all these out at Tech sporting events.
You better believe it, baby. Ethan Duncan, big get. I've been saying it over and over again. Ethan Duncan. Okay, there. I won't forget it now.
Next.
Let's move on next. But I wanted to say real fast that Beard might have been talking a little trash. he is a smart young man, Ethan Duncan, because he saw through the lies that Chris
Snake.
Beard spews, the snake that he is, and he landed at home where he belongs. Welcome, young man.
Next up, committed this week, I think yesterday. We're recording on the 19th. We're going to release it to you guys on Wednesday. He committed Tech out of DBU, a grad transfer, with the extra year of eligibility that was granted to all basketball players in the NCAA. Chandler Jacobs, excited to have him aboard. Looks real athletic. Scored 20.8 points a game, 7.4 rebounds in his D2. Like I said, Dallas Baptist season last year. He's got a good frame. He kind of reminds me of Agbo a little bit with his kind of broadness of his shoulders and his athleticism. 6'3", 185. Jackson, thoughts on him?
Well, he was, Division II All-American in the Lone Star Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Like you said, I don't know if you mentioned it, Nick, but he shot 44.5% from downtown.
From three, that's right. I did not know that he was a Defensive Player of the Year, though.
So the guy can lock up, but he can also let it rip, dude. He's, he's cashing them in from deep at 44.5%. I love the fact that Adams is bringing in some shooters. And Ethan Duncan and Chandler Jacobs, both these guys can light it up. And like I said, that's going to be, I think, a lethal combo. Two dudes who can really, stretch the defense for you. And not only that, man, but Chandler Jacobs, if you watch his highlights, I won't go as far. My first initial reaction was, he's got a little bit of Keenan Evans to his game, man. He's fluid, he's smooth, he's aggressive, he uses his body well, but I won't go there quite yet because anytime you mention Keenan Evans, when you're speaking on a GOAT, you got to put some respect on it, dude. And Keenan Evans is one of the elite, one of the best to do it, repping the double T. And I'm not saying Jacobs can't be right there with him, but let's let the young man prove himself and show us what he's got. I'm really excited, man. Just because he came from D2, don't sleep on this guy. There are athletes from D1, D2, D3 at all levels that slip below the radar and that aren't necessarily always in the spotlight, but that are good enough to compete and improve and develop into D1 caliber athletes. And not only that, but are already D1 caliber athletes that can hoop at the highest level. This young man is one of those kids, dude. I think he's going to come in. He can score from the mid-range. He can drive. He can attack. Like I said, he's got kind of like I saw with Ethan. Obviously, they're different. Their maturity levels are different as far as their age goes in their game. But he's silky smooth, man. He's got a good feel, good handle, and I expect big things from him. I love that he's a grad transfer. I love that he's been around, his game. He's seen that speed change. He's seen the college level at the D2 level. He's gotten accustomed to that difference in the speed of the game, that difference in the physicality of the game. Expect this guy to come in and make an immediate impact. Big time get for Mark Adams.
Yeah, and look, we've lost a lot of guards this offseason to transfers and to the draft, and so we need to replenish that. Is it backcourt in basketball or the front court?
That would be our backcourt. Yes. Hey, you think a guy who played 2 years in college all throughout high school would know the difference, but I still have to throw my hands up sometimes to go left and right.
For left and right. Yeah. Well, I'm a baseball guy, so I don't know too much about these basketball terms, but we need to replenish our guards on this roster. And it looks like we're replenishing with high percentage 3-point shooters and lockdown defense. Love to see it.
I'll say this, Nick, his errors are low, and his on base percentage is on baseline percentage is very solid.
Oh, very good, very good. You must have listened to our last episode 93, the baseball recap.
That's right.
TCU.
Yes, sir.
Sounds about right. Speaking of baseball, let's move on and look around campus. We're running very long here, but this is what the look around campus is for, guys. To see what's going on in and around the campus in Lubbock. Baseball. They were not on campus this weekend. They traveled to Morgantown in their first true road trip out of Texas. They went 2-1 on the weekend against the Mountaineers of West Virginia, and they moved up 3 spots to number 5 in the nation. Let me repeat that. Number 5 in the nation, according to the D1 baseball poll, which is pretty much the official poll. They've got like 20,000 polls for baseball rankings, but the number 5 in the nation now, baseball. Looking for a run to Omaha this year.
Excited, man. I got to catch the highlights. I saw the pitcher of the week in the Big 12, Mason Montgomery. Dude, absolutely carved
Yeah,
him up. Just to ace up our sleeves. And then newcomer of the week, Patrick Monteverde, man.
yeah,
Huge game, big outing. Both of our lefties were kicking ass and were lights out in West Virginia. Um,
yeah, dude.
big,
Bertzel out for the
big
rest
time
of the
arms.
season.
Yeah.
Uh, Speaking of the big time arms and our lefties, our righty with the big time arm, who is pumping in like 97, 98, Brandon
Mhm.
Bertzel, is out for the rest of the season with a shoulder injury. Huge knock to the baseball team, but Tadlock is deep. He recruits deep, and this team is poised still as number 5 in the nation for a deep run
Mhm.
with our pitching staff and with the guys coming up to the plate. So stay tuned for that. Go out to the Dan Law Field, Rip Griffin Park, if you can. If you're sticking around this summer in Lubbock, go check it out. Jackson, I don't know if you listened to our last episode, me and Jack Bell, but they are giving out COVID vaccines underneath the bleachers at the Law during baseball games. Did you know
Oh,
that?
are we sure it's COVID vaccines?
It was the Lubbock Fire Department giving them out, so they were COVID vaccines. Yes.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure that people weren't getting tricked by maybe a local wonder under there who was giving them the wrong stuff.
No.
Because
No. Pretty.
the yeah.
I was gonna say this is pretty crazy stuff that they're giving out COVID vaccines at baseball games.
Yeah, that is. 2021, man. Here we are. The post COVID life as we know it. This is the new norm, dude.
You don't need a hospital anymore to do hospital things like
Just
giving out vaccines
just go to a Texas Tech baseball game and a fireman will stick a needle in your arm and you'll be good.
under the bleachers. That's the sketchiest part to me.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. When you said that, like I'm still sketched out. Like I want to see some documentation.
Hear the whole scoop on our last episode 93 with me and Jack Bell.
But
Next
hey,
up on the look around campus.
big win for baseball, man. That's really
Yeah.
really impressive. Also, I think it wasn't Conley who went 2 homers, different sides of the field.
Yeah, Cal Conley did.
It was Cal Conley. Okay, that's what.
Yeah, it was different sides of the plate. So he's a switch hitter. So he batted righty, hit a bomb,
That's
batted
what it
lefty, hit a
was.
bomb.
So he went
Yeah.
both sides. He was just covering all angles, man, and just 2 sides of the field.
Yeah.
Get out of here. See you later, ball.
We got some bomb squads on our team this year, and I just made that term up. But let's, for sake of time, again, move on to the next item. I think we got like 4 more items on this. There's actually a lot going on at Tech. But this is an alumni piece that we'll just touch on real fast before we move on. And you actually touched on him a second ago when we were talking about Last Chance U, Dakota Allen. Now in the NFL, he was on the first season ever of Last Chance U at East Mississippi Community College as a linebacker. He transferred back to Tech after that season that he had on Netflix. Dakota Allen re-signs with the Jaguars, the Jacksonville Jaguars, as an exclusive rights free agent with them. Because of that, he can't sign with any other team, and his only choice as a player with less than 3 years of accrued seasons was to sign the 1-year tender with Jacksonville. But good news for him. I mean, another Red Raider in the NFL.
Dude, love to see it, man.
Yeah, love to see it for sure. Making the league minimum, you got to do what you got to do to grind it out and get those reps.
Yeah.
And get those snaps in the NFL. Eric Ezukama, big one coming out of the football program.
Yeah, it's
out
tough.
for most of the summer, maybe part of the season as he rehabs a broken arm, 4 to 6 weeks in a cast.
Why us, man? Why is it always like why do good things happen or why do bad things have to happen to the best fan bases?
Could be the curse of the pirate, could be just bad luck, could be hitting too hard in practice. I don't know.
Well, that's really unfortunate, and I'm praying for Easy to make a comeback. Eric Ezukama has been our best receiver this last year, and I saw something saying that they think they're hopeful that he'll be available in the first couple of weeks. It's just a damn shame, man. I mean, the guy's he's a stud. He's an all-star receiver, breakout, and we just wish him a speedy recovery, along with Sir Roderick Thompson, who's in the same boat, nursing an injury. going through kind of rehabbing it and getting back into good form. And we hope to see him, relatively soon at the beginning of the season. But just two big losses for Texas Tech football. We pray for those guys and hope they have a speedy recovery.
Yeah, for sure. Praying for him and praying for our football program too.
Hey,
That's all I got.
you know who's praying? Matt Wells.
Matt Wells is praying for his job.
He's praying a lot. All right, well, real quick, I'll throw this out there, and I should have mentioned it, not the last episode where it was Jack Bell, the baseball gods, and Jack Bell, the baseball god, and Nick Thompson. I was going to say earlier, Nick Doge King Thompson. He's riding to the moon right now. The one before that Lane and I did, talking about the prince that was promised, and our boy Mark Adams, we talked about the Texas Tech co-ed cheerleading squad getting a very impressive second-place finish, and it came out after we were done recording that episode, literally like an hour later, that the Texas Tech Palm Squad went all the way and claimed a national championship in Daytona. Super proud of the young ladies that competed for our Texas Tech Palm Squad, all the hard work they put in. That is a major accomplishment and feat. And then also, Nick, for the first time, they gave out an award, a national championship for best mascot performance.
Wow.
And wouldn't you know it, dude, Raider Red takes the first national championship crown as best mascot in all the land, dude. What more can you ask for in a mascot? A true fearless champion.
I am speechless and just so proud of where Raider Red has come from and the national championship now. He's got to be so proud of that mascot.
I mean, hell, maybe we'll try to get him on the pod, but if we do, or get her, I don't know if it's a guy or girl. It's a mystery. It's like the Masked Singer. You don't know who's who the talent is under the mask. But him or her, whoever Raider Red is, I'd love to get him on the pod. But they have the deal with this is that they have to wear their headgear the entire episode. They can't take it off.
Don't talk.
They can't take it off until the very end.
And reveal themselves for who they are.
Themselves, yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the question I have is like, if you win a national championship as Raider Red, are you like, does the person inside the mascot costume get recognition at all?
Do they win, or is it like, do they never get recognized for any of it?
I don't think they ever get recognized for any of it. Because
Raider Red, Nick, he embodies the culture and the identity of Texas Tech. So it is not just one person.
It is all of us.
But remember, what I was trying, the word that escaped me earlier, the stipulation with this interview is that they have to be in full gear the entire time until the very end. Throughout the entirety of the episode until that last minute when they can reveal the mystery talent beneath the mask.
Raider Red competed with a 90-second Toy Story themed skit with multiple well-designed props. Mascots were judged on characterization, skit creativity, crowd leading, dance, prop effectiveness, and overall performance.
Love it, man. Love that, dude. And I believe, God, dude, Nick, your tweets doing numbers, man. I keep trying to look stuff up, and I'm just getting blown up with Twitter notifications.
Good. Coach Sutton does deserve recognition, man. We'll get to that here in a minute, guys.
Yeah, he does. Damn it. I can't remember. I think it's the Palm Squad's won, I believe I saw 5 or 6 national championships in the last let me see if I can pull that up. Oh yeah, I know where it's at. All right, dude. I'm in here. Go ahead and riff for a second before I gotta find the stat now. Like it's a matter of pride.
Yeah, you're good. I'm looking at an article right here for Raider Red winning the night, and the coach gets recognition, the cheerleaders get recognition, the head cheer coach and mascot coach gets his name written in the article, but I do not see the name of the person under the mask of the Raider Red, and that is a huge crying shame.
That is a shame, dude. We need to. I know they're embodying identity, but like they deserve some credit.
They do. And maybe that's the whole thing is like, mascots don't want the
Oh,
credit.
here,
That's why they're a mascot.
Tech Palm. As for Tech Palm, the squad went on to claim their fifth and sixth national titles after winning both the Palm and Jazz Dance divisions. So fifth and sixth national titles. Nick, that sounds a bit like we're getting close to dynasty status, dude.
Oh, we've been in Dynasty, bro. Have you seen
We're
the Cheer documentary?
we're reaching new peaks. Every year, man. We're peaking again and again on another level. So congrats to them. And what else? Oh, dude, congrats. Also, the other thing I'll say for Raider Red is that at the Texas legislature, they passed constitutional carry, which means now Raider Red, when he walks around the stadium, he doesn't have to worry about having his permit on him when he's carrying his two gats, dude, his old whatever Smith and Wesson pistols that he's got. And if the cops bring him over to the side, he can just say, "Look, I bought these guns legally. I don't have a permit."
He's a national champ. He doesn't have to have a permit anyways.
Oh wait,
To
actually,
keep his guns up.
you're right. There was an amendment added to that legislation saying that if you had won a natty, I completely forgot about this.
Yeah,
If you won a natty, then not only you don't have to have a permit and you can carry wherever you so choose it.
that's right. That's right. Especially football games, Jones AT&T Stadium, guns up, guns are flying, guns are flying. Well, Jackson, that's all I got for the look around campus. Anything for you?
Last thing I'll say is another quick prayer, man, for request for Marcos Santos Silva, man, the Santos Silva family. Really sad news. I was at the deer release this weekend, and I got back, and I saw that his father had passed away. Someone who we followed on Twitter, man. I mean, we loved watching his love and admiration for his son and for Texas Tech basketball, and it's just a devastating loss for their family and for Red Raider Nation as a whole. We band together, we stick together, and we like to lift each other. I mean, we're all one big family, and it just feels hearts are heavy. I know across the Red Raider community, and I just can't imagine what Marcus and his family is going through. And so prayers are with them, and we wish them just peace and continued healing, man, in this very difficult time.
Yeah, no doubt. I had forgotten about that from a few days ago. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, and yeah, definitely prayers out for the family, for the Santos Silva family.
Yes, sir, man. All right, well, dude, I mean, do we just want the look around campus to be our main body content, or do we have some other stuff to talk about?
Yeah, I just want to intro the new coaches, the new hires, assistant coaches for Coach Adams, and then we can get into the hot take real fast and the Matador Motivational. I told y'all last week on the episode that we were going to get back to the regularly scheduled programming with the hot take and the Matador, and we will get to it quickly. Let's highlight the new coaches, Coach Peary and Coach Williams, man. I was watching their intro press conferences from this past week, which is kind of prompting why I wanted to talk about them today, and just where the basketball program kind of stands right now. And let me just intro Coach Peary and Coach Williams for y'all. If you haven't read anything about them or had a chance to watch the intro press conferences, let me just intro them and then kind of talk about where we're at right now. So Coach Barrett Coach Barrett Peary hired Coach Adams' first hire out of Portland State. Man, this guy, you could just tell with his Twitter, with his intro presser, the dude's just really excited to be here at Texas Tech, wear the scarlet and black, and just be a part of this program and what Coach Adams is building. Peary said when the rumors were going around that Adams might be promoted to head coach, he was just talking to his wife about how excited he was to maybe even just get an opportunity, get a call from Coach Adams. And he said once he got that call after the announcement of Coach Adams' promotion, it was a no-brainer for him and his family to move down to Lubbock into West Texas, get away from the West Coast and come to West Texas. He's known for his suffocating full-court pressers on defense, which kind of reminds me of Huggins and West Virginia, Press Virginia. Known for his fast-paced offense. That's something that Red Raiders were not used to. Red Raider fans were not used to seeing last year with probably the slowest paced offense in the nation for a Power 5 conference school. It's clear that Peary was brought into Lubbock for his higher tempo and his, his aggressiveness on both ends of the floor. And, he's got ties to Coach Sutton, coached at College of Southern Idaho, where Eddie Sutton coached as well. He's known Coach Adams for a really long time. He's been really close with him and his family. And dude's just, like I said, excited to come to Texas Tech and be part of this and buy into the philosophy that Coach Adams brings.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, you know what? All I'll say is he quote tweeted Ramblin' Raiders podcast. And
That's
to
right.
me, that's the heart of a champion, baby. Don't underestimate the man. He's going to do big things for us.
And he's a recruiter. He knows what he's doing on social media. He's going to these, and he's quote tweeting Guns Up Nation, quote tweeting Texas Tech Basketball Insider, which is Guns Up Nation as well. And he knows he's going after the outlets for people to get involved with the community and to just get into our culture and fit in with our culture. He's going to do great on the recruiting trail. He said, he's most adept, whatever, at the West Coast. On the West Coast, he's got connections there. Obviously, being in Portland for the past few seasons.
Yeah,
and I'm excited to have him for sure.
Dude, I am too, man. You know who else can recruit their ass off as a stud is Corey Williams.
Corey Williams. Thank you for the transition there, Jackson. Man, I'm actually more excited to have Coach Williams.
Yes, nice slap in the face with a tortilla to Coach Peary.
No disrespect to Coach Peary. That was probably the wrong thing to say.
No, dude. I get where you're. I mean, I think all of Red Raider Nation is super pumped. It was super pumped when they saw Corey Williams.
Yeah, because this guy coming from Arkansas who just beat us in the tournament, dude loves ball. He just loves basketball, being around and in the basketball arena.
Hey, the guy played with Michael Jordan, man. He also knows how to ball.
I was gonna say he played with Jordan. That's what I'm really excited to have him come and kind of just bring to the table is his experience and his connections that he has deep in basketball. Again, another Sutton guy. Played with Coach Sean Sutton, who's the advisor to the head coach and head of player development, also involved in recruiting. He played with him at Oklahoma State under his dad, Eddie. You can just see in the presser that their chemistry is just there. And I can't wait for them to both get out on the recruiting trail together and just show these recruits like what we're bringing to the table, how much of a family aspect this is that Coach Adams is bringing to the table for these recruits. And it really, Coach Williams stands for something, stands for the same thing that Coach Adams stands for. He said that in his presser, both defensively and spiritually. Coach Corey Williams is with Coach Adams.
I love that, man. Hey, I'll tell you what, Peary's going to set him up and Williams is going to knock him down, dude. Those two guys are going to be like Malone and Stockton, dude. I mean, they are setting each other up, and they have that chemistry, those deep roots that are I'm getting confused here. That run deep, roots that run deep, and no, man, they just have a very robust bond, dude, and that they're close to each other, and that kind of chemistry bleeds through, and it really does make an impact on recruits when they see that family, they see that culture, they see that friendliness and that camaraderie. And I think these two guys are going to go off, man, and do some big things, not just recruiting, but coaching as well.
Yeah, and you talk about the recruiting trail. I mean, Williams helped Arkansas last year, fifth best recruiting class in the nation in 2020. He's had a bunch of top 100 recruits come into that Arkansas. They made an Elite Eight last year. That's recruiting, guys. Williams is going to really help us out with that, as well as Peary and Sutton. And these guys, they're already making a name for themselves with getting, the likes of the commits that we had this week, KJ Allen and Chandler. I mean, these guys are good, solid recruits that are coming to Tech to fill these roster spots that we're missing after all the departure, the mass exodus in Texas Tech's program.
Hey, as I just tried to say, and I just articulated so well, they have deep roots that wait for it, that run deep, Nick. They have deep roots that run deep.
Man, I think that might be the episode title.
Honestly, that might be the greatest analogy and just greatest terminology I've ever used on the podcast.
It might be.
I think that's my new philosophy in life, man. It's just like you got to have deep roots that run deep, man.
There's
Also,
a Matador Motivational in there.
can we please take what the Texas Tech football like Twitter account and their social media pages are doing with this fact or slap with tortillas? I know you talked about it earlier. Can we do a Ramblin' Raiders version of that? Because I would love nothing more than to get to slap Lane with a tortilla.
Dude, that'd be hilarious.
I think we should do the Chef and Laney's Locks, but hosted by Ramblin' Raiders, fact or slap with tortillas.
I would definitely pay good money to see that, Jackson.
It's on, dude. Hey, that's our next promo. Maybe we'll do it for the 100th ep, just live feed, constant slapping going on.
Slap bets. How much from other fans? All right.
Deep roots that run deep. It doesn't get any better than that, dude.
Speaking of deep roots that run deep, this has nothing to do with that, but I wanted to use that to transition here. Question for you, Jackson. With all these guys coming in, these coaches coming in with different schemes defensively and preferences and opinions on how to run a defense. You got Peary with his press defense, high energy, high tempo. You got Coach Adams, of course, with the no middle defense. You got Coach Williams with his own opinions and schemes for his defense. Arkansas had a pretty good defense. They locked us down in the paint, especially in that game in the tournament. And I mean, with all those, people and ideas coming together, can we make it all work?
The optimist in me wants to say yes. I think it's just going to be a creative blend, a fusion of all these great schemes that just blossom and cultivate into this this national championship winning recipe, dude.
Yeah. And
no, I'm just kidding. That's actually a great question. I don't think. I mean, I don't know if anyone can really answer it, dude, because there are so many different elements involved with these guys and their schematics. But if I know Mark Adams, I think he's a facilitator and a leader, and he'll be able to incorporate and kind of use each different style and skill, with the skill sets of his players to make it work. I know he wants to go up tempo. I think you're going to see a little bit more press, and I would love to see him, the mastermind of the no middle D, also being able to work on a full court press and incorporating that, implementing that aspect of the game. Dude, count it. I stick by what I say. It's going to just blossom and manifest into this beautiful recipe for success, dude.
Yeah.
40 minutes of hell on the defensive end.
Yeah, you put it right. And the reason I asked that question is because you see sometimes you can bring all-stars together. You can bring these guys that individually are really good at a particular skill, in this case defense, together, and they just don't mesh. There's too many differing opinions and wants and needs from each guy. But if I know Coach Adams, and I think every Tech fan has really gotten to know him really well over the past few weeks as he's been introed as the head coach. He's so good at bringing guys together, and guys respect the hell out of him and respect his wishes and his coaching and his wisdom that he brings to the table and his desire to win and competitiveness. You hear that over and over again, his competitiveness. And Coach Williams, Corey Williams, said in his presser best, I think, and he was talking about recruiting in this, but he said if he can learn what player best fits what Coach Adams wants, then he'll be a good recruiter for us. And it's the same thing with his defense. And I believe, from hearing them talk, these assistant coaches want what Coach Adams wants and trust what he wants is going to be what's best for the team and for the program to build us to that national championship team. And they're going to do what it takes, to get and implement what Coach Adams wants. And they're going to do it as a family unit.
That's right, man. They're one big happy Adams family, dude.
That's right. And the roots are running deep, And so
Sutton's kind of got that Adams family look to him, man.
He really does. He really does. Yeah.
And that's not a dig. I love the Adams family. He's just like, I don't know. He's kind of got that vibe to him.
Yeah.
And he's a homie, man. He's a hoss.
Yeah, and it leaves a few questions. We'll leave you with a few questions and unanswered questions for this program moving forward. He's putting the right pieces in. He's getting these recruits coming in, but we need to rebuild this roster, and we need to rebuild it fast, one. But two, as we'll get into our hot take here in a minute, there's a lot of supply out there, I'll say, in the transfer portal. There's a lot of guys to choose from and a lot of transfers and recruits to get in here to replace, the Mac McClellan's, to replace the Terrence Shannons. And, that still needs to be, we'll see that, unfold over the next few months, see what Coach Adams and the boys can do and the Adams family can do on the recruiting trail. But those are some answers that we need to, we'll see as time goes on.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, I'm ready for it, dude. It's getting hot in here, man. I'm ready to lay it down.
All right, let's get in to the hot takes without Laney Cakes.
What up?
All right, guys and gals that are still listening in, it's the hot take time, and it's the transfer portal hot take of the year. Things are getting wild. Coach Bill Self at Kansas called the transfer market the wild, wild west of transfer markets. And the hot take tonight, there's no more loyalty with college.
Yeah, man. This is one I wish I could have prepared for a little bit more. Maybe we can go back and at a later time kind of revisit this so I can gather my thoughts. But Nick, it's a very interesting time in college basketball, and it's changed the college landscape, the college basketball landscape, because there's just so many players that are leaving schools that become slightly unhappy with the situation, whether it be playing time, whether the college, aesthetics or whatever, amenities kind of wasn't what they thought it was, whatever it may be. I don't know, man, but some will argue it's ruining the game, and some will say it's absolutely the best thing for the game because it's player freedom. I feel like I kind of fall somewhere in between, to be honest. I see the downside. Let me give you a very political answer here, which is basically saying a lot of things that don't actually mean anything, but somehow answer the question. It's I get to witness it each and every day. But in all seriousness, it's like, we want guys at Texas Tech that have that loyalty that you just spoke on, right? And you look back at teams that have success, and I'll kind of take this a different direction. Elite Eight run with Keenan Evans, Justin Gray, Zach Smith, Lawrence Odiasi, Naeem Stevenson. Who else was on that? Anyways, those guys. I mean, those core players who stuck it out from the beginning. And when you can get a team with successfully developed seniors, juniors and seniors like that, I will take a team like that over a, one and done 5 stars any day of the week. Or a one-time, and look, I'm not trying to dog Mac McClung, but like a one-time transfer in Mac McClung, or a one-time transfer, obviously if they have 1 year of eligibility left, you can find success in that regard. Like, look at Matt Mooney and Tariq Smith. And, there's a way to do it in which you can really benefit, but it's just chaos, man. It's really chaotic. Texas Tech has benefited from the transfer portal. I'm not saying I can see both sides of the argument, man. I think it's a good thing that the players have the freedom and ability to move about the way they want to. But, at what point is loyalty rewarded? And I'll be very interested to see how the NCAA regulates this moving forward. It's a wild, wild west. It's chaotic. Also, you can't tell me that these teams aren't cheating, that these coaches aren't cheating as far as when they can reach out to them, how they're communicating, how they're what was that thing the other day about saying, like, coaches swear that they're not breaking the rules. And it's like, tampering. Okay, so tampering. Oh, so we're just going to go off the honor system. That's bullshit. Everybody's cheating in there, I bet. I mean, it's chaos right now, dude. It's utter chaos.
Yeah, and like you said, there's no loyalty left. There's no pride with putting on, your school colors and sticking it out to the end with the boys.
Because you have a bad year if, like, the next best opportunity comes along.
Yeah, and look, I don't blame the players. It's hard to with their their kids, their college age kids, and
if it's a bad situation, I get it, but
sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's as simple as, I'm not getting playing time on this team, and I don't want to stick it out and work hard to earn my playing time. Namari Burnett, and they just leave. they could be homesick. They could be not feeling the campus vibes. They're not getting
Yeah.
PT, like I said. But there's no loyalty and there's no sticking it out. They're soft. They're leaving. But again, I don't blame them. They have the opportunity to leave and play without having to sit out a year. So why not? I guess.
Every situation's a little different too. I mean, I think I sympathize more maybe with some people transferring out than others who kind of make all these claims and all this stuff, and then are and this isn't like a shot at any Texas Tech players. When Coach Beard left, everything's off the table, man. I mean, we obviously honor and respect and love the guys who stuck it out with us. They're Red Raiders for life, true ones. But I do get that, it's a new head coach, man. I mean, that's a completely different dynamic. And so I'm not blaming any Texas Tech guys who transferred out, but it'll be interesting in the future, I think coaches who can find players that fit their program, fit their culture, and are willing to ride it out, trust the process, stay along. I think those are the coaches who are going to be more successful in the long run, are guys that can get longevity out of their players. Will they regulate it? I would like to see a no transferring within the same conference regulation. I think that's they got to – I don't like the fact – look, I'm all for if they want to transfer out and not have to sit out a year and get a waiver immediately. I'm completely understanding of that. But I don't know how I feel about the whole, you're going to transfer from Oklahoma to UT or Kansas State to Kansas or Texas Tech to Baylor. I mean –
Tech to TCU, Micah Peavy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just which by the way, I won't even go down that road. That still trying to make sense of that departure. But yeah, unless they hire his dad on staff or he was just really that homesick, I don't know. Or maybe he just wants to be the man there, but he was still going to be a huge component for Texas Tech. Anyways, I digress on that. But it's yeah, man, it's going to be interesting, to see how that works out. And I would like to see them maybe look at adding some sort of regulation and some sort of parameters as far as, hey, at least if you're going to transfer, it's got to be at a conference.
Yeah, that would definitely be
or
favorable.
if you're going to do it in conference, the coach has to sign off on it, kind of like they do in football.
Yeah, and I'm seeing rumors and like stuff about, hey, they might actually just like keep it this way to where like you don't have to sit out a year, and going forward, this might be like the new norm, and that's going to hurt high school players coming out. That
was the other part. Yeah, good call. Yeah, I mean, high school recruiting is not going to be even close to the same, man.
Yeah, and Bill Self said, the good high school players are still going to be recruited highly because they're good, but the guys that are on the cusp of being good high school recruits are not going to have the kind of chance or look that these transfers are going to have, and also the mid-major colleges are getting hurt too. If you look at some of the major colleges right now, their entire rosters are in the portal.
Yeah,
because they want to go step up and play in the Power Five.
Yeah, I do think there has to be. I mean, I know the NCAA is messed up in a lot of regards. And again, I got to go back to when it's a free-for-all system like this, you can't tell me that these coaches aren't reaching out to players before the not deadline, but before the start date or the allotted time that they're supposed to be able to communicate with these kids. They're not bending their ear. They're not tampering. They're not influencing. I mean, that these coaches are breaking the rules and cheating. I mean, that's the only way they can be successful in securing certain transfers, engaging their interests, right, and procuring these guys to come play for their school. And so, yeah, man, I don't know. I would like there's got to be they say it in Tombstone, man. We got to have some law and order in this town, dude. There's got to be some law and order.
Coach Adams is the law, and he is the order.
That's right, man. He is the Thunder. They called down the Thunder, and now they got it with Mark Adams. But if anything, I'm just interested to see how this gets handled because, again, I'm not on really too leaning one way or the other. I do sympathize, with guys wanting to leave bad situations, but it's just it's interesting, man. It's weird.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. As a Tech fan, we're actually benefiting from this because there's more. We were going to have a coaching change regardless, and a lot of guys are probably going to leave regardless because of Beer leaving. But the fact that we have this, I'll say again, supply of recruits and college guys transferring in and out of different programs is really great for us because we have a lot of guys to choose from. And if we strike out on a few guys, there's other guys that we can get. We've already struck out a few times on, people that have been popping up, names popping up here and there in the media of who Tech should go after.
Yeah.
We're looking at some guys, 6'10", 6'11", 7-footers in the transfer portal, and we're striking out on some of them, but there's more out there. And so we just got to find them, and Tech fans, we're benefiting from this. So we can complain and say it's crazy and kind of unfair in a sense, but also like we're actually benefiting the most from this.
Ja feel, dude. Ja feel.
But hot take out unless you got anything else.
Nothing else, man. It's just Bill Self's right. It's the wild, wild west. It's pure chaos out here, man.
Chaos and roots going deep. Jackson,
Deep
roots going deep.
Deep roots. Yeah, actually, dude, all roots are being
Uprooted.
Uprooted. All roots are uprooted and unearthed right now, man, because there's everybody's fleeing. They're fleeing whenever they get a chance.
Yeah, but good hot take, old Jason. Let's move on to the
Matador Motivational. I'd like to get me one last brewski if that's all right. And I might need you to oh, wait. Okay, I remember what we're talking about. Here, lead us in, Nick. I'll be right back.
I don't know what we're talking about. This was your Matador Motivational. Lead us in.
Oh, God, I already forgot, man. I forgot where all this portal talk really just rattled me, dude. I forgot where I was going with that.
Something about
trade. No, actually, you know what? Speaking of schools and being told, like, what to do in school and if you should stay, if you should leave. Trade school, having options, leaving doors open. That's the Matador Motivational. I'm going to grab a beer. Nick, everybody enjoy the solo banter and dialogue of Nick Doge King Thompson. It'll be a quick 5 seconds.
Not his headphones are out and he cannot hear me talk shit about him. Dude, how are you going to try to lead me into a Matador Motivational that was your idea and ask me to riff while you're getting a beer? But I'm going to do it anyways, Jackson. Matador Motivational is about trade school and how college just really isn't for everybody. And I think that's what he was going for with that college is not for everybody. You keep your options open after high school. Pretty much me talking shit about you.
But damn it.
Kind of going into Matador, kind of flirting with it.
That's my favorite parts of the podcast.
I was kind of just flirting with your idea of the Matador Motivational tonight and how you kind of just left me hanging. So I really want you to go into this.
All right. So here's what got me thinking about this. I just had a new roommate who, by the way, enjoys comedy. He's going to be doing some open mic nights in Austin, Texas. If you're around the area, feel free to come out and check him out. I'm excited. I think he's got some good material. I asked him if he could add a Chris Beard joke or two to his lineup. He said, "Say less, dude. Consider it done." So, UT fans, be afraid. But all that to be said, we were catching up. We're just getting to know each other and kind of meeting each other and feeling it out for the first time. And he was telling me, I was kind of talking about my path going to Texas Tech and the path I've been on in my education and in my career field and how I've kind of climbed the ladder and what I'm doing. And then he was explaining to me his, and I thought it was very interesting because he's a lot, I'm 28, he's 22 years old, but he came out of high school. He's worked a lot of jobs. He's gotten a lot of great experience, and he's very personable, and just networking. And he's making good money and he's doing well. And he was telling me about how a lot of people his age right now, they're, that are 22, that are 6 years younger than me, that are coming out of high school or, kind of in that what would be deemed college age bracket, college age group of kids, that a lot of kids are being told in high school, like, look, college is your only option. College is your only option because that allows you to get a diploma, prove your worth, prove your education, yada, yada, the knowledge you got. And he was saying that a lot of kids are procuring this debt, and that they find themselves in a lot of financial struggles. And I see it with kids going to law school. I was a poli-sci major, so I know a lot of people that went to law school and racked up a crazy amount of debt. And so the Matador Motivational is about parents telling their kids, and about, any young high schoolers or kids listening to this pod, leave your options open, guys. Look, college is not for everyone, and that is perfectly okay. Don't fall into this mindset, this trap, this this lecture point, and this teacher speak sometimes, or education speak, that you have to go to college. Guys, trade school is any kind of trade school, doing going to I forgot, is it electioneer or not
Electrician,
electioneering? Sorry, now I'm getting my campaign terms mixed up.
electrician.
So yeah, talking about electioneering. No, yeah, being like an electrician, going to electrician school, whatever that's called, electricity school, dude. Whatever it is, become an electrician, a plumber, a carpenter, a welder, chemical engineer, being able to go to plants and do kind of understand the engineering side of that. There's a lot of trades that are very lucrative financially, very prosperous, and it's don't feel pressured, guys. Keep your options open. Be receptive to what you're good at, to what you feel like you want to do, and go with it. It's okay not to, you can always go back to college if you really need to. And that's what my roommate was telling me. He's like, if I have to, I can move back home and I can still go to college, do some junior college, do state school, whatever. But he's really enjoying living life, getting an experience. Nick, I don't know if you can speak to this, but in my case, I love Texas Tech and I love my time there. But the experience I've gotten hands-on at whether it was Millsaps, Texas Tech, the community colleges I attended, high school, whatever it is, has been more impactful and beneficial to my career path than schooling was, in a classroom, than a test.
Oh,
Hands-on experience is critical, guys. So just be mindful of that. I want to see young kids leave their options open.
Yeah, no, I would 100% agree with that. In a lot of ways, for sure, the hands-on experience part of that, like, I mean, you're gonna get your degree in whatever it is, and you're gonna go into your field, and you're gonna get trained again for the specific job duties that you're actually gonna do. So you have to get retrained and learn on different level other than what was in school. So yes, I agree on that 100%. The second part of that is, there's a lot of trades, like you said, plumbing, carpentry, these hands-on skill-oriented electricians that are these skills that are trades you have to go to trade school for, that are needed right now in the economy. We need plumbers. We need these electricians to go out.
Yeah, they're getting aged out. Like
we need welders. We need contractors to go out, and it's important. It definitely is important, and it's needed. And look, you can spend 4, 5, 6 years at a college and university getting your degree in whatever field you want to go into, or a lot of people change their field even after college, completely different than what the degree they have.
Yeah.
But you're going to you're going to spend 4 to 6 years at school sitting in classes, whereas in a trade school, you go to maybe a year or two, and then you're, like you said, hands-on for those extra 3 years. You're getting a huge head start. Your roommate's 22 years old, you said, and he's already probably financially free from his parents. Sounds like he's doing well for himself. I guess he went to trade school. Is that what kind of prompted this?
Well, he's done some, a couple of odd jobs, but he's done a lot of jobs that require, a lot of social interactions and developing, being personable and social traits that allow you to succeed and to communicate effectively and open yourself up for for other jobs. So he wasn't necessarily doing trade school, but a lot of people his age, he said, that he was friends with up north, are doing trade school. And and that's something my dad's in education. My mom was in education, and I talk to my dad quite often about this. But even at the high school level, he's saying, I think you're going to start seeing more kids go the trade school route, because it's just a more steady financial option,
Yeah, no, I'd agree, and it's smart. Not everybody can afford college. I know I'm paying off student loans. Hopefully, Biden releases me of my debt. And,
Come on, Biden. Hey, also, Biden, if you could drop me another stimmy, I'd really appreciate it.
Yes, me as well. Me as well. You know, forgive my debt. Bernie Sanders asked for it. Um, but yeah, I mean, instead of racking up all this debt for your art degree, why not go to a trade school and start your career a little bit earlier and get more of a specific, you know, actually training to
Yeah.
do it, and you'll get a huge head start on the rest of us kids that went to college. I would agree 100%. It's not a bad option,
Yeah, the rest
especially
of
if you don't
us,
like sitting in a classroom.
the rest of us, alcoholic lowlifes, man.
Yeah, especially if you don't like sitting in a classroom, you don't learn that way. There's no point in going to college. There's no point.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. So, bottom line, Matador Motivational is parents or elders who have influence over the youth, over whether it's you're a mentor, it's your child, whatever. You mentor young people or you have influence over young people. Remember to kind of keep um, that option open and just let young people know you have options. All right, this is the one of the most this is one of the most innovative times as far as getting jobs, finding ways to make money. It's so easy to be hands-on and to learn so many valuable skills. Allow young people to have the options to pursue their dreams and to take routes that are feasible and economically viable for them instead of pushing it down their throat that they have to go to college.
Well
Oh
said,
wait,
brother.
unless you go to Texas Tech, then it's got to happen, dude, because you will not regret it. It's the best experience of your life.
Right on, man. Matador Motivational out. Jackson, I never wrap up the episodes, man. So I need you to put a bow on this thing and let's get the hell out of here.
I'm just enough beer and gin deep to get it done for you, big dog. Look, a lot of exciting things coming for Ramblin' Raiders. A lot of big news. We got some fundraisers, some activities, some promos. We got a lot of great stuff coming up. We are, as Dogecoin's going to the moon, Ramblin' Raiders is going to the moon. The pod is hot, and we're excited for everything that's to come. A lot of great ideas. If I can get out of this damn legislative session and put politics in my rearview mirror, we got big things coming, Nick, for the Ramblin' Raiders podcast.
That's right,
Ramblin' Raiders media in general. Remember to rate, review, subscribe, follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, any way you can. It goes a long way. Tell your friends and family about us. Let us know what you think. Check out our website. Get you some merchandise. Proceeds of that goes to a good cause. And I think we're ready for that sexy song that we love playing. Nick, any final advice?
Man, keep your roots deep, baby. Roots deep.
Hey, keep those deep roots rooted deeply. Keep your guns up high, baby. Nick, we out.
We out. Ooh.
Damn it, I go. Hold on, let me pause this real quick.